gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis. What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month, 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, isn't it?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. You look good, Coach.
Oh, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. Friday, March 28th, TGIF. The week is nearly over. The weekend is nearly here. We want to thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate that very, very much. Right now, we're up to 864 subscribers on YouTube, inching our way ever so close to 900. 1,000 is right there. So that is the goal. And then, of course, we add from there. So if you are watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have, as I always ask, tell a friend or two or 10 or 20 about this thing we're doing here in the Quad Cities every single day from 10 o'clock to around noon. Talking a lot of sports, having a lot of fun. Also, if you're watching live on X, we appreciate you as well. Nearly, or I should say over 10,000 people viewed the show yesterday on X alone. Very cool, extremely gratifying. We want to thank you guys for watching, for the feedback, all of those kind of things. Really excited about what we started here in the Quad Cities. Also, if you missed the show live, you can also check it out on all of the podcasting platforms as well. I always tell people, don't look at me. I'm ugly. Go to the podcasting platforms. You can listen to the show any place you get your podcasts, whether it be Apple Pod, Spotify, Podbean, you name it, iHeart, you name it, we should be on it. If we're not on a podcasting platform that you use, reach out to me. We'll fix that. We'll get that figured out ASAP. So it's been a very good week for the show, very good week in sports. We've had a lot to talk about. Coming up on today's show, in a matter of moments, we're hoping to be joined by Notre Dame offensive tackle, former Alleman standout, Charles Jagusah. Charles is at practice right now, so we're hoping and praying that we see Charles here in a little bit and we can be joined by him. But we're flexible, we're fluid. We have him eventually joining us on the show. Of course, Charles, a fantastic season, one that he lost due to injury, but battled back, got back in the playoffs, and of course started the national championship game for Notre Dame. His stock is rising. He's an awesome young man. So we'll catch up with Charles Jagasaw here in just a little bit. Also, on today's show, I caught up with former Moline state champion, former Hawkeye now, and now current Texas Christian TCU Horned Frog, Brock Harding will be on the show in just a little bit. I talked to Brock last night about the decision to get in the portal, the decision to call TCU home, and a lot of other good stuff. We'll have Brock Harding coming up in just a little bit as well. And also, 1 week from today is opening day for the Quad Cities River Bandits. We'll be joined in the second hour by their owner, a really good guy in his own right. Dave Heller will join us to talk about the Bandits. I also want to introduce to you guys a new logo they unveiled. I think it was yesterday afternoon or last night. I think it's a really cool logo. I want you guys to see it as well. We'll take a peek at that and talk some baseball with Dave Heller coming up in just a little bit. If you missed yesterday's show, it is our most watched show in our very short history here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We had Owen Freeman. If you missed that interview, go check out our candid conversation with Owen Freeman, former Hawkeye, Moline state champion, and now current Creighton Blue Jay, excuse me. So go check out Owen's interview from yesterday. Also, some great insight from former Hawkeye Mike Gazelle on Fran McCaffery, the legacy he leaves behind, and then also a new era of basketball and his impression, of course, early on in the process in Iowa City. So always great to catch up with Mike Gazelle. So check that out. And we also previewed the Major League Baseball opening day in the season with our good friend Greg Armstrong. And I gave Greg's White Sox a little bit of luck. The White Sox 1-0 in the season. It was opening day for Major League Baseball. Of course, the Cubs had 2 games last week. They lost both of those to the Dodgers, but they get in the win column late last night with a 10-6 victory. The White Sox a winner. So after winning winning 41 games last year, they are now 1-0 in the season. Your White Sox, Greg Armstrong, are killing it. And the Cardinals win 5-3 yesterday as well. A few other news and notes. Kerry Booth from the Fighting Illini has officially entered the transfer portal. We'll see where he ends up. Transferred from Notre Dame to Illinois last year. Really didn't get an opportunity to play at all. So not a surprising a bit of news from Champaign. Kerry Booth officially in the transfer portal as well. Also the Sweet 16 last night. It was Florida, Bama, Duke, and Texas Tech all moving on to the Elite Eight. The game of the night last night was Arkansas, Texas Tech. It went to overtime, and it's Texas Tech at one point trailing by 16 points. It was Texas Tech winning that one. They move on to the Elite Eight. Also, there's 4 games tonight in the Sweet 16, so a lot to get to tonight. Also, the only baseball game tonight, the Cubs back in action. So they'll play 4 games before some teams have played 2. Kind of frustrating. I get it with Major League Baseball. They kind of space it out with weather and possible postponements and cancellations and all those kind of things. So I totally understand and get the fact that they don't play right away, but it stinks because opening day yesterday, Cardinal fans see a victory, White Sox fans see a victory, and now they get a day off. They want to see their team play, so that'll get rolling again. They'll be back in action again tomorrow. So again, today's show packed full. We're waiting on Charles Jagusah. We hope to see his smiling face here in a little bit. We'll get to him as soon as we do that. Also, Dave Heller coming up in the show later on as well. And of course, Brock Harding officially committing to TCU yesterday on social media. So we're going to take literally a 45-second break, a quick timeout. And then when we return, we will get right to Brock Harding, former Hawkeye and now TCU Horned Frog. You're watching Off the Air with Matt Randazzo on a Friday. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. March Madness is in full swing, and of course, that's more than just on the basketball court itself. The transfer portal is open, it's in business, and as out to Creighton, well, there's another former Moline state champion that has a new home as well. I'm joined now by Moline state champion and former Hawkeye Brock Harding, who's now a TCU Horned Frog. Brock, first and foremost, thanks for doing this. Congratulations. Appreciate you being on the show.
For sure. I mean, I appreciate you having me. I mean, you've always been so helpful for me, so supportive of me. And I mean, just got to always keep it in the QC.
I love it. I love it. So you are now a member of the TCU basketball program. Take me through that thought process, that decision, and what led you to the state of Texas.
I mean, it's crazy to think about that I'm going to be living in Texas here in a couple months. But, I mean, just from the phone calls I got from when I entered the portal till going to campus, I mean, it just felt like a family right away. I mean, the coaches were great. We had the whole coaching staff reaching out, talking to us. I mean, some of the players reached out, just said how great it was there, how great all the people are, how good all the fans are, just how supportive everybody is down there. Left, like, it just feels like I'm a part of the family already.
You mentioned being part of the family and being wanted. When it comes to that, you go down there and you see the things you need to see. You hear it maybe during the process, but to go down to Texas and see it firsthand, what was that like, being down on that campus and seeing what you needed to see?
For sure. I mean, since I'm in the portal now, it's a lot different from being in high school. Like, you had kind of been through some of the things, heard some people from your teammates, like what they heard in the recruiting process, if things didn't work out, how they said they were going to work out. Like, you get to see it firsthand. Like, it's easy to talk on the phone and talk about things, but like it's different talking to somebody in person and kind of seeing how for real they were. And I mean, we got down there, all the coaches were so welcoming of me and my family. We even brought my brother down with us. And I mean, they were so open to him, talking to him with baseball. They offered we could go to the TCU baseball game if we wanted to. I mean, they were just so welcoming for me and the whole family. It was just an awesome feeling, and just, I mean, feels great to be a part of it now, for real.
Let's rewind a little bit, because there was that decision to get in the transfer portal. Take me through that thought process. And I know Fran McCaffery's a big part of what you've done basketball wise. So take me through the decision to get into the portal in the first place.
For sure. I mean, once I chose Iowa in the first position, like in my first recruiting process, I was, okay, this is where I'm going for 4 years. The portal was already a thing. Me and my family talked, like, we're not starting college to just portal, go to a bunch of different schools. Like, we really wanted to pick a place where we thought I could stay. Coach McCaffery was so welcoming to me. My first Power 5 offer, just kind of first person to believe in me and play at the Power 5 level, and then kind of showed everything he was talking about, just really put that trust in me my freshman and sophomore year. And I mean, you could kind of see the jump in my play, just how much confidence he put into me and how good he was for me as a person and as a basketball player. And then, I mean, with the decision that the people at Iowa made to kind of move on to different things and try to kind of go a different way with the program, I just thought it would be best to kind of, if they were going to do that, to kind of see what was out there for me, see like what position I could put myself in. And ultimately that led me to entering the portal.
You mentioned Fran McCaffery, and it's somebody, I don't want to say the first, and you can correct me, but you were looking for that high Division I offer at Moline, and I believe he was the first guy to believe in you. Talk about that and the relationship that you've built with Coach McCaffery, because there's not a player that's played for him that doesn't like him, that doesn't still say great things about him. So talk about that relationship a little more, because that's the first dude that believed in a 6'1" kid from Moline, Illinois.
I'll take 6'1" for sure. I like that you said that. But I mean, I thought I was a really good high school player. I thought that I could play at the highest level. I mean, my offers, I had a bunch of great schools, a bunch of mid-major offers, some of the highest mid-major conferences, the A10, the MVC, just a bunch of great offers. And then he finally took that chance on me, and I had always believed in myself and kind of always went where people believed in me and believed I could do big things. Coach McCaffery said that I was going to have that chance if I went and played for him at Iowa, so I kind of made that decision quick, decided it was going to be good for me. It was pretty close to home. And I mean, just the relationship we built while I was there, just the trust that he put in me, I mean, just the confidence he gave me as a human being, not even a basketball player. It was more than I could have asked for in my first 2 years at college. And I mean, one of the best things was after I decided I was entering the portal, I called him up, and I mean, obviously things had already happened. He knew that he wasn't the coach at Iowa anymore. He said that I could call him whenever I needed. If I wanted to know about a coach or I wanted him to reach out to coaches, he could talk to them for me. He could give me their opinion, give me his opinion on how they were as a person, how they were as a basketball coach. And I think that's one of the coolest things that I've seen in my 20 years of life, just kind of realizing that, hey, this guy's on my side no matter what happens. Like, he trusted me, I trusted him, and now that relationship's going to go to the day, I mean, that we're both not on this earth anymore.
Absolutely. So you go into the portal, and you mentioned the recruiting process a little bit when you were in high school, but this is a lot different. And I made the same comparison with Owen when I had him on the show yesterday, but it's like speed dating. Like, it's quick. You have to learn and go. What was it like getting into the portal and suddenly having a lot of opportunities and a lot of good opportunities ahead of you?
I mean, it was crazy. I going into the portal, I thought I was going to have some good opportunities. I didn't really know. I didn't hear from anybody because, I mean, I wasn't allowed to. And then I entered that portal that first day. I was driving back home to see my family. And, I mean, I got a couple of calls on the road, and I was like, wow, like, maybe this is really going to take off a little bit, a lot different than my high school recruitment. And then just within that first 3 days, I mean, my phone was blowing up. I mean, I was talking to a bunch of people I never thought I would be on the phone with, and it was just one of the coolest experiences. I mean, it's just a great time to be a college athlete, and I mean, it was awesome that I had that opportunity to go and find a new place, and I mean, a bunch of people supporting me and helping me through that process. It was awesome.
Okay, Brock, you put out a top 6 list. And I kept looking for like Augie and like Blackhawk and all the people said that you couldn't play at the highest level, and I didn't find them. I found like really good colleges. Your top 6 is outstanding. Was that validating? Not to the haters or anything like that, but to yourself, that like it's nice to be wanted, isn't it? And that's what I think you found out when you got into the transfer portal.
For sure. I mean, playing at Iowa, I kind of always had trust in myself. The coaches always told me to be who I am, play how I am, and I thought that I did some great things at that level. I thought I could have did more, but I mean, that's just what I did this year, and I was proud of what I did and what the opportunity the coaches gave me. And I mean, I thought that I was going to have some pretty good chances, but you never know with the day and age in the portal. And then just finally kind of hearing those schools, hearing like what schools I was cutting out of my list, I was like, wow, like this is kind of surreal. Like I think that I'm at this level, but other people are seeing it too. It was just an awesome feeling.
You look at the entire process, and you mentioned going to Iowa and wanting to be at Iowa for 4 years. And obviously you had some great times at Iowa, hit some big shots at Iowa, made some great relationships at the University of Iowa. And for the most part, the fans were good. And I know you have a lot of fans out there. What would you say to Iowa fans because of the fact that you did have a great time there, and what would you say to them as you leave the University of Iowa?
For sure. I mean, the fans are some of the best in the world. I mean, obviously there's a select few that are on Twitter that don't actually go to the games, and they have a lot of different opinions on every single player, every coach on the team. And I mean, if they came to the games, they would see how hard we fought, especially during that last stretch of the year, through injuries, through guys being sick, like just everything that team fought through and how the team came together. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't get behind that team and root for that team. The people that were at the games, the people that would see you in public, I mean, they were some of the best fans that I've met in my life. Some great people. My teammates, obviously, everybody was dealing with the social media stuff, people saying this and that. I mean, that kind of got us all rooting for each other, kind of hoping whoever's turn it was, like, go out there and kill. Like, that's just kind of the mentality we had. And I mean, the fans that came to the games, they were behind us all the way, and it was just a great feeling.
You mentioned social media. I get a phone call one night, a text message from Tom Kakert, and he said, hey, check out Brock's Twitter. And I went, and you put a tweet out, and I read it, and I said, well, that's the most Brock Harding tweet I've ever read in my life, because that's Brock. Your thought process in doing that, because I know you're so focused and so narrowed on the task at hand. What was your thought process? And I don't think there's a lot of regrets from you for doing that at that time, is there?
For sure. I mean, to be honest, no, that's kind of who I am. I mean, I deleted Twitter for a little bit, and then, I mean, we got a win that I thought was a big win during the season. So I just decided to hop back on, just kind of speak my mind, let everybody know that, I mean, they have their opinions, and as a team, we really don't care about them. We're going to compete our hardest every single night and try to put on for the name on the front of the jersey, and that's what we tried to do throughout the whole season.
For the Iowa fan that was supportive, that was there, and there was a lot of them. I call it the vocal minority that love to be behind a keyboard doing certain things. To those Iowa fans, to the ones in the Quad Cities that are Moline and Iowa fans, what message do you want them to know as you get ready for the next chapter in your life?
For sure. I mean, I think you said it best. I mean, Iowa fans now as a whole, they're getting a bad rep because the select few on Twitter, on Instagram are saying terrible things about everybody, saying how they don't like this, don't like that, but then they don't support in person. And the people who really do love Iowa and really do love the athletes, they come in person, they show their support, they DM you after the game, send you great messages. They want you to meet their kids. They want you to do this, a bunch of things, just because of how much they love Iowa and love whoever's putting on that jersey, and they know how much it means to compete for Iowa. And we as players knew how much it meant to compete for our team, but even for the fans that would show up and cheer their hearts out because they wanted us to win as badly as we wanted to.
Brock, talk about your sophomore season. And I looked at the progression from freshman year to sophomore year, and I tell everybody I'm a little biased. I've known you for a long time, but I thought you made a good jump, a really nice jump. What did you like about your sophomore season that you can take as a positive? And then I want to flip it. If you had to critique yourself, what are the things that you want to get better at as you move on to TCU and you're now a junior and a senior in college?
For sure. I mean, I think we'll start with the negatives just because I feel like those are the things that I focus on a little bit more. I'd say just kind of controlling games. I feel like there was some games down the stretch that, I mean, were close to the wire. And if we win a couple of those games, like Iowa State game at home, Michigan on the road, like we win those games early in the season, I think our season's a completely different season. I think that we have a chance to compete for an NCAA tournament, make it to the NCAA tournament, make a run in the Big Ten tournament. So, I mean, I think those things kind of stick with you, those close games that you had a chance, maybe had some shots that could have fallen. And then, I mean, I'd say, controlling the games, focusing a little bit more on what I'm doing at a certain time, maybe a couple of turnovers that didn't need to happen. The Iowa minority on Twitter will let you know about all those. And then, I mean, I think those are some of the biggest negatives. I think we could have won a lot of games that we didn't. And, I mean, that starts with me. I mean, I was the point guard. I wanted that role, and I just didn't get it done in certain moments and didn't get the shot that we should have got in a certain moment. And then that ended up rolling with us throughout the rest of the season. Positives, I thought I took a decent step up. I mean, my freshman year, I was playing 10 minutes a game. I'd go in, all right, I need to make a home run play, got to do everything when I have the ball just so I could stay in there. This year, I kind of focused on making the easy play, kind of making sure that we were getting a good shot at every time, not turning the ball over as much as I did my freshman year, just kind of focusing on those things. Me and Coach Gaines made an adjustment to my jumper last summer, just kind of had trust in that throughout the year. Got to shoot the ball at a pretty high clip. My teammates found me when I was open, and that just made shooting the ball pretty easy.
Brock, I asked Owen yesterday if Coach McCullum ever reached out. I'm going to ask you the same. Did Coach McCullum or Iowa ever reach back out? I know it was probably late in the process, but did you hear from them at all?
Coach McCullum, is that the new Iowa coach?
Iowa coach,
right?
yeah. Yep.
No, I didn't hear from him.
Gotcha. There is a guy that I mentioned, Owen Freeman, that is now going to Creighton. And I talked to him on yesterday's show, and he talked about, I asked him, I said, what's this going to be like? Because 5-6 years, you two knuckleheads have been playing basketball together.
Yeah.
What will it be like to not have Big Owen there and vice versa with him? I know you guys have won a lot of basketball games together, that little state championship here at Moline that we like to talk about. What will it like to be without that big guy for the next chapter of your basketball career?
I mean, it's going to be an adjustment for sure. I mean, I got to play with one of my best friends for, like you said, 6 years. I mean, just that comfortability factor, know that, hey, this pick and roll, this is going to work. Like, we know this is our bread and butter. Like, it's going to be easy. I mean, I think it's going to be adjustment for us both, but I think in the end, I think it's going to help us both out, kind of get to see something new, play with new people. We get to talk about the things that hey, this is different here, hey, this is different here. Just kind of bond on that level too, because we've never really experienced that. And I think that's just going to hold with our lifelong friendship and be able to talk about it when we're old, just sitting in the garage talking about basketball.
Going through this process together, I know it was completely different processes and all that kind of stuff, but could you lean on each other at all when it came to the transfer portal, what it was like? You guys were both going through a very similar situation at the same time.
For sure. I mean, yeah, we got the news that Coach McCaffery was not going to be our coach. We found it out from Twitter because, I mean, that's how you find out everything these days. So, I mean, we just kind of talked about it like, hey, I think this is going to be best for me. Hey, yeah, I think this is going to be best for me too. Like, let me know if you need anything. And then we started hearing from our first couple of schools. I told him my schools. He told me his schools. I was like, wow, those are some crazy schools. You're talking about some of the best schools in the country right now. And I was just, I mean, we were so happy for each other. He's told me he was committing. I told him I was committing. And I mean, just the joy factor that we had when we were in high school, telling each other we were going to the same school. It was maybe even on a higher level now because we had played together, and now we got to see how other people saw us in the country and wanted us to keep playing at that super high level.
Brock Harding joining us right now, the Moline State champion, also former Hawkeye, now TCU Horned Frog. Brock, you were on my show maybe a month or two ago, and we talked about Owen, and you claimed to, like, if you guys got physical, if you had to beat him up, that you would be able to beat him up. And then, of course, he refuted that. And then I talked with Trey Taylor, who was a youngin' on the team back when you guys were winning a state championship, and he kind of backed Owen's side of things. Would you like to address this? And I really want to get you guys to, I don't want you fighting, but I kind of want you to fight.
I think the worst part is Trey Taylor knows there's going to be backlash with that. He knows he's going to have to hear from me, and it's not going to go well for him. But I mean, Owen, at the end of the day, he knows what it's truly like. If it was to happen, like, it wouldn't go well. And I mean, that's my guy, one of my best friends. So let's hope it never gets to that point. But he's probably hoping a little bit more than I am that it never gets to that point.
I'm pretty sure he referred to you as little brother in the interview. Thoughts?
I the proof is in the pudding. I mean, you can see from the last 6 years, everybody knows who Big Bro is. If you ask if you've met both of us and seen us together, they'll know the truth.
I love it. A few more with Brock Harding before we let you go. The other teammates in Iowa, and I know that you guys became really close. I wasn't in Indianapolis when you guys were done at the Big Ten tournament. My good friend Tom Kakert was there covering the team, and he talked about an emotional locker room, one of the most emotional locker rooms he's seen. Can you take me back to that? And obviously you mentioned through adversity, teams usually come together, and I think that's what you saw with this basketball team. Talk about some of those other guys that aren't teammates anymore, but I'm pretty sure are going to be close to you for the rest of your life.
For sure. I mean, just the way the guys came together, I mean, at the middle of the year, it kind of felt like everybody was against us. We had us and the coaches, and that was about it. We had our families as well. But, I mean, I think that's what brought us together even more so than last year. Like, I think this year's team was just bonded on a different level just because of everything everybody was going through, injuries, people out at practice, just kind of coming together and really becoming one whole unit. I mean, I just think it was awesome to see awesome relationships that we built that we didn't even know we were going to build. And then that adversity hits and those relationships become even tighter. And I mean, just guys that you're going to see at weddings when you're growing up, guys you guys call on the phone throughout your entire adulthood, just different level of relationships. That's really what Iowa was about, and that's what we all built there. And I just think that's something that we can all look back on and just be proud of as Hawkeyes.
I haven't tracked it completely, but I'm pretty sure as we're talking, everybody but maybe Traore is in the portal or now moving to a different school. Do you talk to other players about the process that you just went through as well, helping them or just talking in general about the decision that they have ahead of them?
For sure. I mean, I think everybody in the portal has reached out to at least a couple guys on the team just talking about how the process went. Guys that entered a little bit later just to see how it went, see how it goes, kind of who calls, stuff like that. And I think it's just awesome that we kind of have that relationship as a team since we're all going through it together, just to be able to lean on one another and kind of know how to deal with it and deal with it the right way.
Any hints on where anybody's going, or you got to be good? You can't give any.
I think Owen's going to Creighton. I think that's confirmed.
It's weird. Because your dad says you're a smart ass, and I don't know why he says that because I can't see it. I can't see it at all. Before we let you go to Moline as well, and I know that the family's close, and I love the family group text. I've never seen it, but your dad often refers to it, and God only knows what's said on that thing. But the Moline family and Coach Taylor and these people here, what have they meant to you, not just during Moline, but like during the first 2 years at Iowa, during a tough process in your life right now? What have the guys at Moline, those coaches, those people meant to you during this process?
I mean, the coaches for sure, they reached out as soon as everything happened, even during the year, texted me, just making sure my head's right, making sure I'm locked in on the games, stuff like that. All the coaches, Coach Taylor, Coach Rangel, Coach Noble, Coach Ritchie, all of them, just making sure that everything's going good, making sure I'm in a good headspace. And then the players, obviously, the relationships I built while I was there, like, they'll stay with me the rest of my life, just like the Iowa ones. But the city as a whole, kind of backing me and Owen in Iowa. You saw it in that game down at the Vibrant Arena. I mean, you could just see how the whole city got behind us, and I feel like they're going to be behind us no matter where we go, and that's just the best part about living in the Quad Cities and living in Moline, just how close-knit community it is.
I will tell everybody out there in Moline and the Quad Cities, and there's a direct flight from Moline International Airport, Quad City International Airport, down to Dallas. It's a pretty quick trip, isn't it, Brock?
Took me about 2 hours and 45 minutes to get there and back. I think if somebody wants to make it to a game, they easily can, and they can let me know if they need help with some tickets.
I love it. Brock, well, I appreciate you. I know it's been a crazy season, a busy season. You've always been good to me. You'll always continue to be good to me, and I appreciate that. Best of luck to you. I'm sure we'll talk soon, but go TCU Horned Frogs. I got my kids collecting different teams they like. They're Hawkeye fans, but now they're like Creighton and TCU are sliding in there as well, at least for the next couple of years. Best of luck to you, my man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. That is Brock Harding, Moline State champion, former Hawkeye, and now the newest member of the TCU basketball program. We got a lot more to get to. You're watching Off the Air on a Friday right here in the Quad Cities. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak, with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. Welcome back to Off the Air on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. It is Friday, May March 28th. Thank you guys for joining us. A busy show today. Efforting to get River Bandits owner Dave Heller on here in just a little bit. Also, efforting to get Charles Jagusah, former Alleman standout and Notre Dame offensive lineman, on the show as we speak. He's just got out of practice, so me being the multifaceted and multi-talented guy that I am, working technology and hosting a show at the very same time. So hoping to get Charles here in just a matter of moments, waiting for him to pop up on the link at the bottom of the screen and get rocking and rolling. Of course, if you just joined us, Brock Harding was just on the show. Brock officially committing to TCU yesterday. We wish Brock the best of luck. I've known that young man since he was a younger man, if you will. So excited to see what Brock does at the next level with TCU. We wish him the best of luck. So if you missed that, go back and check that out as well. Also on yesterday's show, we had a great show. It was Owen Freeman. He is now heading to Creighton. We talked to Owen Freeman about everything, his decision to go to Creighton, his decision to get into the draft itself, or the portal, I should say, itself, and a bunch more. Fran McCaffery, if Ben McCullum reached out, the Iowa fans, all those kind of things. So check out the Owen Freeman from yesterday's show, the Owen Freeman interview from yesterday's show. Also, Mike Gazelle, former Iowa Hawkeye, was on the show yesterday as well. So it was great to catch up with Mike, get his thoughts on Ben McCullum and the future of Iowa basketball, and a lot more. Of course, his Fran McCaffery legacy thoughts, because Fran leaves quite a legacy at the University of Iowa. Also, this morning you saw pictures online from Fran McCaffery meeting his team for the very first time, which I thought was very, very cool as well. So also Greg Armstrong talked to Major League Baseball yesterday. Greg's White Sox 1-0 in the season, 40 more wins, and they match last year's win total. The White Sox won yesterday 8-1. Cubs won 10-6 last night out in the desert, and it was the Cardinals winning 5-3 at Busch Stadium. So a good day for local teams when it comes to Major League Baseball. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to help with some technology and effort to get one of our next two guests, either Charles Jagasaw or Dave Heller, on with us right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We'll talk or get a message from our great sponsors, and we'll be back with much more right after this. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
You from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Welcome back to Off the Air on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. These are the days that I need a producer or a director efforting to try to get Charles Jagusah on. I'm having trouble doing that as we speak, and hoping to hear from Dave Heller as well here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. So, in fact, I believe I have someone. We're going to find out exactly who it is here in just a second. We are now joined by a very familiar face, the owner of the Quad Cities River Bandits, Dave Heller. Dave, how are you?
Man, I'm great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I appreciate you doing this, and you're so flexible. I was hoping to have you yesterday, and then a bunch of stuff came up, and then I said 11 o'clock today, and then 10:30. And thank you for putting up with live television, if you will.
My pleasure.
Obviously an exciting time for the Quad Cities River Bandits. I want to talk to you about that to start with, because a week from today. Dave just left me. He's gone.
I'm here.
And he's back. You're good. A week from today, we're playing baseball down along the river.
We are.
What is this time of year like for you guys and that organization? Because I always equate it to like getting close to Christmas, and it's like Christmas week now, and you're ready to get out there, open gifts, and see what baseball along the river looks like. What is it like for you guys right now?
Well, that's exactly right. It feels that way, except we hope that, unlike Christmas, we hope that the weather is really warm and sunny as opposed to Christmas time. but yeah, it's certainly the most exciting time of the year, right? And spring is always about hope and opportunity, and we're very excited about our team this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to talk about that team here in a second, and opening day here in a second, but some good news, some similar but very good news for you guys earlier this week. That stadium down there, named one of the best or the best in minor league baseball, third straight year. I think. The best. Yeah, forget one of the best for the third straight year. I know, go ahead.
So second straight year, third straight time, because they haven't done the contest every single year.
Okay. Oh, wow. So, yeah. But anyways, it's the best. Talk about that, what it means, because, yes, you've gotten that award before, but it's special every single time because you're continuing to deliver each year is what that means, doesn't it?
Oh, listen, I think, I think every Kansas City Chiefs fan knows three-peating is really hard. And so to do that, that's really special. That's especially gratifying because everybody is coming after you, right? And we're competing against NFL cities, NBA cities, NHL cities, cities. And I say that because this is a voting contest. This is not just a bunch of experts who've picked it. This is 20 ballparks that have been picked by the experts, and then they've let the whole country vote on this. And when you're talking about Quad Cities and a metro population of 450,000 people, depending on how you define it, we're up against, like I say, NFL cities like Buffalo and Charlotte and Nashville and Indianapolis and Vegas. And we're beating their ballparks, and NBA cities like Brooklyn and San Antonio and Sacramento, Oklahoma City, Salt Lake City. We're beating them.
Yeah.
And NHL cities like Raleigh and Columbus and San Jose, and we're beating them. Like, that's pretty cool, right? That's punching way above your weight level, your weight class.
No, absolutely, absolutely. What is it about that place? Before we talk baseball, what is it about your stadium? I love the fact that there's something for everybody. I think is huge. But two, the scenic views, the river, that bridge. The bridge looks like it goes into the stadium. Obviously, it doesn't.
Right.
But from a view and from a distance, it looks like literally the cars just drive right into home plate. What is it about that stadium that you call home that you love the most?
The people, without any hesitation, the people. So. The people in two ways, right? On the one hand, I'm incredibly proud of and pleased with my staff. They work so hard to really make us what we are, the friendliest ballpark in America, as well as the best ballpark in America. And they are driven like I am to make sure that every night we are creating memories for a young person here in the Quad Cities. I tell our staff all the time, we're not in the baseball business. We're not in the entertainment business. We're in the memory-making business. And if we can make a memory for a young kid, we've really done something special that day. To have a staff like that, that's so customer-oriented and customer-friendly and service-oriented, at a time when, good Lord, Matt, you pick up the phone and you want to talk to somebody and you get put on hold with some customer service person in Bangladesh and they barely speak English, and it's frustrating as hell. And to have people like Julian McNeil and Paul Kleinhead-Schultz and Sean Brown and all the wonderful people on our staff who are there dedicated each and every night to celebrate the Quad Cities and make the experience for our guests as pleasant and enjoyable as possible, that's really special. So on the one hand, the staff, on the other hand, I get to be with the best people in the world, right? The people of the Quad Cities, like the nicest people anywhere.
And you put your money where your mouth is, because Dave, you're there. Like, you
I'm
walk
there.
up the stairs, and the majority of the time, there's Mr. Heller shaking people's hands, welcoming people to the ballpark. Not too many owners do that. Why do you do that?
I do it. I mean, why do I do it? I get to do it, right? I get the privilege of doing it. I don't know any other owners who do it, period. I've never seen another owner do it, and I don't really get why, but I love it. I love the fact that I get to be around Quad Cityans all the time. Like there's no better people in the country. No better. I mean, look, I choose to live here. I could live anywhere, right? I don't have to live in the Quad Cities. I want to live here.
I love it.
Because it's the best people.
I love it. I love it. Dave, you're not going to be able to talk while I put this up, I don't think, because of my technology. Okay. But you put a new logo out. So I want to show people the logo, and then I'll come right back to you. Give me like 10 seconds. You may be able to hear me. I'm learning this as I go, Dave, as you can tell.
Right.
There's the new Quad Cities, one of their logos. I absolutely love it. A big QC with the bridge in between. I love the blue. I'm a blue guy more than I am anything else. So we'll come back to Dave. That new logo, the Q and the C, I love the bridge. I'm a blue guy. My wife hates it because I don't wear a lot of red. And so I love the blue in the scheme now. And then the bridge is just the Quad Cities with the gold in it. Talk about that new logo. Do you love it? And then I want to know, like, can I go to the store today down at the stadium? When can I get a hat that looks like that or a shirt that looks like that?
As soon as you finish this show.
Love it. Love it.
You can walk. You can drive down to the ballpark, and we've got an entire team store full of T-shirts and hats and all that stuff. It's a great logo. I love the logo. I wanted a logo. I said to my staff, I want something that accomplishes two different goals at the same time. I want something that ties us to the Royals. Right? And they are blue and gold. And they are KC, we are QC. We're a Royals affiliate. We're so proud to be part of the Royals affiliate chain, their system. And so we wanted that tie-in with Kansas City. And at the same time, I wanted something that was distinctively Quad Cities, something that you would look at it and go, oh, that's definitely Quad Cities. And nothing really says Quad Cities more to me than the river and the bridge.
Absolutely.
And so to have that bridge there, the blue connotes the water of the river and the bridge running above it. I really love that. I think it's really distinctive and hopefully will become iconic.
Dave, we talked about opening day coming up next Friday. Talk a little bit about that. I know there's a whole week to prepare for it. I'm probably going to catch back up with you again next week. I love the stadium stuff. I love the logo. That's why I wanted to have you on this week as well. We'll catch back up with you next week as well. But opening day, what can fans expect? Because I know opening day is opening day, but it's not just opening day. Every year is special, and there's a ton of games. There's a ton of games this year. People could go down a lot of nights and check out baseball, but it's different on opening day, isn't it?
It is. It is. There's a real energy in the ballpark, a real sense of, hey, summer's right around the corner, and good weather is finally here, and we're going to enjoy this. And there's a lot of excitement about this team. Like, this is a good team. The Royals have really done right by us, and look, I can't say enough good things about the Royals. You look at, for anybody who watched the ALDS last year and saw them battle the Yankees, deep in the playoffs. They swept the Orioles first, and then they split the first two games in Yankee Stadium, and then came back to the Kauffman, and we just had a couple bad breaks. But man, 4 of those 8 starting players, position players, were former River Bandits. And that's like, we've never had that. That's super cool. Even when, we were an Astros affiliate, and we had future stars here.
Dave went away on us. Dave, come back. I think we lost Dave Heller. which is about the way my Friday's going here in the Quad Cities. Dave was in a great sentiment, and that was my last question with him, so he was almost done. But yeah, when you look at it, Carlos Correa was here with the Astros. I mean, they had some really, really good players with the Astros that have played here in the Quad Cities. And now when you look at the Royals, they draft, they develop, they bring them up, and they get them to the big leagues. And they usually stop here first, which is extremely cool. So, again, opening night for the Bandits is next Friday, April 4th. So get down there. We appreciate Dave for joining us, and we're going to talk to him next week as well. We'll get him back on here and talk to him a little bit more about what's going on with River Bandits baseball, because they have something for everyone down in the Quad Cities when it comes to at Modern Woodman Park, I should say, when it comes to River Bandits baseball. So opening day, get it marked on your calendar, and we thank Dave for joining us, and hopefully that's on Dave's end and not on my end yet again. But we are going to take one more last break, and we're going to effort to get Charles Jagasaw. Sounds like he's ready for me. I'm going to try to connect it. If not, we're going to call it a week, and then we'll get caught up with Charles Jagasaw and a whole bunch more coming up next week. So one last break, and then hopefully Charles Jagasaw will join us. We'll be right back on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Thanks, Claire. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist. Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Got some good news. I see a familiar face, and I'm super excited about that. So, without further ado, I'm exhausted, Charles. And we're both Alleman guys. I mean, we're smarter than this, right?
You would think. I mean, it was a lot of work to get on here, but glad that we are.
Oh, I love it. Hey, it's good to see your smiling face. First and foremost, before anything else, how you feeling? How health-wise, all those kind of things. You look good. How you doing health-wise?
Feel pretty good right now. Just kind of working on getting that upper body strength fully back. I'm a good 6-7 months out now from surgery, but it's still a little bit of work to get done. Just kind of feeling super confident and being able to do stuff with that right arm. But I feel good. Spring ball's been going well, so we just got to keep growing a little bit.
Awesome. Well, I want to start with last year real fast before we get going to the national championship game and all that. You were rocking and rolling, and I know feeling good in camp. The injury happens. Take me through that mindset, the thought process, because obviously that's a blow physically, but a blow mentally as well. So kind of talk about what it meant to get that injury and your thoughts, obviously, when you have to battle that last year.
Yeah, initially you're kind of a little bit optimistic, just hoping, maybe it's just a sprain or something. But I am pretty quickly, right away, I knew it was pretty bad. And after that, it was just kind of my coaches and all the training staff and everybody telling me hey, here's the plan. You might be able to get back for the end of the year, so prepare like you're going to. I think just having that mindset of okay, I might not be able to do it right now, but I can learn and get better and kind of work on different things I need to work on, whether it's getting stronger in the weight room or footwork or kind of different stuff like that. Just kind of having that focus right away, post-injury, really helped me a lot kind of to get ready for trying to come back and then eventually getting to play those last couple of games.
When did you know? Because we see out for the season, and then all of a sudden we start hearing news he might be able to do this. When did you put a goal that hey, maybe postseason, maybe I can get back on the field this year? When did you realize that might be a possibility?
I mean, we obviously have a great group of guys. So after that many weeks, it's hard to change things up. You don't really want to change things up because that chemistry gets built every day in practice. But for me, it was a goal. As soon as I had the surgery, I was okay, I have 4 months to try and get ready for USC or Navy or Army or whatever those last couple of games in the regular season were. And I didn't quite get there, health-wise. It still took me a couple extra weeks, but I was able to get back and, kind of accomplish what I was going for.
Absolutely. You get on the field, that had to feel good. Next thing you know, you're playing in the national semifinals. How'd it go from being out from the year to being in the national semifinals? Talk about getting back out there, and maybe you mentioned going from not sure if you're ready to playing in some really, really big football games.
Yeah, I think it was kind of just built through practice, honestly. The confidence that you need to be able to play at that high of a level against some great players at Penn State. For me, it was just kind of having the confidence to be okay, I can throw my arm again. I can do certain different things. The first couple of weeks were rough, just knocking the rust off because for me, I really hadn't played since spring ball because I only got a couple days during camp. but just being able to like find that confidence again and try to do it quickly, that was the challenge for sure.
The beauty part about it was you did it at a high level. When all's said and done, what did it mean to maybe listen to that broadcast and hear your name called and maybe go back to film and maybe even though there's some rust, you did it at a high level. That's got to be validating for you, isn't it?
I mean, it felt nice, but I'm one of those people where I'm kind of hypercritical of myself. So for me, it was just like those couple plays that I made a mistake on were really frustrating. But it's cool to be recognized for doing a good job. I'm glad we won that game, honestly.
Charles, talk to me about that team, because playing for a national championship, not getting the ultimate goal, but being in that national championship game. I don't think it surprised you, talking to you during the offseason and knowing what you guys thought you could be. Kind of talk about that, because obviously great to be there probably makes you even more hungry for what's maybe the future for Notre Dame football.
Yeah, like last year we had a great group of guys. We had a ton of leadership in different spots, and I think that kind of like showed throughout the year after tough games, like after Northern Illinois. It was really just about getting back and practicing and putting in the work, because we have good enough players to beat anybody in the country. It's just about doing it every single day in practice too.
Absolutely. What is it about Notre Dame that makes it home? You can tell you've really taken to and love it, and you're at home. What is it about that place that makes it home?
I think it's just the people, honestly. Like, especially in the O-line room, we have a great group of guys, and even like everybody from like the freshmen that just got here in the spring to 4th, 5th, 6th-year guys. Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like, we all come together as one, and I think that's something that's super important for me. Just because, like I said, like that confidence is a big thing for me, and if I'm confident in the people next to me, then I feel like I can do my job at a higher level too. So,
Charles, I know that back home is important, and that alma mater is important. Recently, They announced that varsity football is coming back to Alleman High School. When you hear that news, and I know you're still lifting sometimes when you're at home and all that kind of stuff, how excited are you to see that green helmet, that A out there once again on Friday nights this year?
I mean, it's great. I hope I can get home for a game. I don't know. The schedule's a little bit tough this year with bye weeks and whatnot, but it's great to see them do that. For me, that's like a bunch of my family went to Alleman, so like I didn't want to be the one that let that tradition slip up of like, okay, we're gonna have a great football team. And even though like we struggled while I was there, still just that the fighting spirit that we have at Alleman, it's great to see them kind of come back again. And I hope we can get back to making some playoff runs or something in a couple of years.
How instrumental still are you, or not instrumental, but how much knowledge of the program do you still have? I'm sure you still keep in touch with the school and what they're doing, and they built it back, I think, the right way. Charles, I think they've got back to the point where they're ready for this. Your thoughts on getting back to varsity football?
Yeah, I know a lot of the coaches, even though they weren't there some of them weren't there when I was there. Like, I think they have a great group of coaches. I stop in when I can in the summer to kind of just watch some of the summer practices, give some tips if I can, but they do a great job, and it's just about getting kids to buy in, because like if you don't have a team of enough people that think and believe that they can win, then you're never going to win. And so I think that they're doing a great job kind of instilling that in those younger guys. Absolutely.
A few more for you before I let you guys finally go eat and get lunch and all that kind of stuff. When you're back home, I know that you like to get back home, see family. It's important. What do you miss about the Quad Cities? And you can't say family. That's too easy. We know family. We love your family. Are there places you got to hit up, you got to go see, you got to eat? What is it? What do you miss about home besides obviously family?
Man, the food and my friends. There's some great food spots. I tell everybody here about them. Nobody believes me because none of them have ever heard of the Quad Cities. But like, there's some great food spots. Whitey's is right behind my house, so I gotta hit there. Probably got to get a taco pizza at some point too. Got to get everything. So
do people,
I'd say the food, honestly.
Do people think you're crazy when you talk about taco pizza? We've had people come up and work here in the Quad Cities, and they say, "Wait, there's taco on pizza? It's good, isn't it?"
It's so good. No, it's so good, and like the Mexican food too. Like, it's kind of there's this little spot in downtown Davenport that like me and some of my friends from high school hit every time we're home. La Finca. It's it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable.
I love it. I love it. You're making me hungry before I let you go because I got to go eat. Your golf game. And I love it. You were at my dad's golf outing last year. It was awesome to see you there. I hope I can convince you to come back again this year. Your golf game. And it's something that you'd smile like, oh, gosh, right when you're going to Notre Dame and you're like, I'm getting into it. I like doing it. Are you now good at golf, Charles? Do you get to golf? Obviously, you're probably busy. Have you gotten to do it? And are you good yet?
I would not constitute myself as good yet. No, I'm getting better, but it's hard to find time. And then like we got spring ball going on right now, and trying to swing a golf club with jammed up fingers, it's a little rough. But over the summer, I think I'll get a lot better just because we have so much more free time. But right now, it's just kind of focusing on trying to keep playing football at a high level. We'll see that. I think I'll get better. At
your best, what are you driving the golf ball? Like, how far are you hitting a drive if you really get it?
Furthest, like a flat, just flat everything. I think it's like 315 total.
Not me. That's one thing you'll like always get to do.
But that's if I hit it really good. Most of the time I just hit little stingers and it goes on 250. But
it doesn't matter. It's the one good one that gets you coming back for more. Last one, Charles, talk about Notre Dame next season. You're in spring ball. The expectations, not that they weren't already high at Notre Dame, are going to be sky high. You're coming off a national championship appearance. How good can this Notre Dame team be next season?
I really think that we can be as good as we want to be. At the end of the day, like we have an incredible amount of talent, offense, defense, special teams. Like at every position, we have great players, but we got a lot of young guys too. So we got to, myself and everybody else, we got to keep developing. We got to just keep working every single day. And spring's like the perfect time to do that. So it's just about focusing in and kind of doing the small stuff right, and then it'll kind of keep just transferring over to when you come to play a game.
Charles, I appreciate you taking the time. Do me a favor. Tell Claire and Katie that I'm not crazy, that I'm not normally like this. I'm actually a normal cool dude. And I tell them thank you because they put up with me, especially Katie, has put up with me for way too long. I've been trying to track you down. So tell them thank you for me. It's always great to see you. Best of luck in the future. We'll see you this summer sometime.
Yep, thanks, man.
All right, that is Charles Jagasaw, offensive lineman at Notre Dame. And I'm not going to tell you guys, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm pretty proud of myself right now because if you don't know what today was like challenging-wise when it came to technology and everything else, but we officially did it. We got the 3 people we needed to get on, and I love that. And we want to thank Dave Heller as well because Dave did a great job. He's texting me right now, and I can't get back to him. I'm wondering what happened. We're going to talk to Dave again next week. We're going to have him. In fact, I'm going to try to convince Dave. He's busy, but I'm going to try. I haven't had anybody. Let's see if I can do this. I haven't had anybody out here yet into the studio this week. So I got lonely out here. So I'm going to try to convince him sometime next week to come out to the house since it's opening week of baseball here in the Quad Cities. So that's the goal for, did you see that? People are going to make fun of me. I'm going to look at it again. I'm wearing my like little slip-on things. Yeah. Gotta love doing a show in your upstairs every day on your loft. It makes life a little easier. So, hey, we're going to hit one more quick break. I mean, really quick. And then I got a few more things I want to get to before we wrap things up for the week. And when I say quick, I mean quick because we've heard a lot from our sponsors today. And I appreciate you guys for getting through that as well. So we're going to hear from our good friends at Godfather's one more time, and then we'll be right back. When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Welcome back to Off the Air on a Friday here in the Quad Cities. A couple quick things before we wrap things up for the week. Everybody who's wondering about that old bracket challenge, and a lot of you got into it, we appreciate that. It's the Off the Air bracket challenge. Things continue to move right along nicely. Of course, the Sweet 16 yesterday, it was Florida, Alabama, Duke, and Texas Tech moving on. Of course, 4 more games tonight, and when you look at the overall scores in our bracket, in our fun bracket here, I got to point out a few things. One, I believe Scott Morrell, Alleman head basketball coach, might still be winning this thing. Yeah, Scott Morrell is in first place. He's got Florida winning, but Scotty Moe in first place. Some other familiar names near the top. Pete Ivanek from Mediacom, MC22 is in fourth place, but he's got Florida as well. So, PD, I don't know if you can tackle him or not. There's 3 people, I should say, that have Houston winning it. My mom is also in that. So Eva Randazzo could win the pool as well. And as a sneaky dark horse, Carson Randazzo, my second grader, is in 14th place. And if Duke wins, I believe there's a way that he could get up to the top and win as well. And last but not least, if you're wondering where I'm at, and everyone is, I know, I'm in 41st place. So not great, but not terrible. And in dead last is my good friend Adam Stroop. And I wanted to make sure I told everybody that as well, because Adam knows nothing about sports, which is fantastic. So thank you guys for getting into that. We appreciate that. And, of course, we'll keep updating you along the way as we go. This week has been a lot of fun. If you missed any of the shows, please go back and check them out. Obviously, coaching searches are very good to us, but also Owen Freeman yesterday. Scott Doctorman on Wednesday was fantastic, talking about Ben McCullum, the press conference, how all of that went. Go check out Wednesday's show. Chad Leistico and Tom Kakert were on Monday, right after the news came that Ben McCullum was the head coach. They were great on Monday. So Monday, and every single day this week was a ton of fun. Trey Taylor from Moline in the mix, Brock Harding, Owen Freeman, a lot to get to. So throughout the weekend, if you missed any of the shows, go back and check them out. They were a lot of fun. Also, go ahead and check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to that. We're trying to get to 1,000 with that as well. And then, of course, it's all on the podcasting platforms as well. Coming up next week on Monday, and I promise there won't be the technical problems because some of it will be already done, except for Pat. But really excited to chat with Darian Porter, Bettendorf standout, Iowa State standout at cornerback. Absolutely blew it up when it got to the NFL Combine. 4.3 40. He's projected to be probably a second round pick in the NFL draft. Some people have him maybe sneaking into the first round. A few people have him lower second round, but that's coming up fast. So we talked to Darian Porter, who went from Bettendorf to Iowa State as a receiver, and then finally made the change to cornerback, waited out his time, and his 6th season at Ames, or in Ames, I should say, he had an outstanding season. So we'll catch up with Darian Porter, the Iowa State standout, coming up on Monday. Also on Monday, it's always Pat Angerer on Mondays. So Pat will be joining us on Monday as well, and much more. Also next week, we're trying to catch up with Ty Anderson from Northern Illinois, and several others as well. So thank you guys so much for watching throughout the week. We really do appreciate it. It's a little early on a Friday, but I'm going to knock things out and get out of here. I got a lot to get done this weekend as well. So thank you guys for watching, not just today, but throughout the entire week. And we will be back with a brand new set of shows next week right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo.